Hello everybody out in YouTube land and Facebook world. So Comet, this is Comet, and I have come to you today because we are going to do a little clip on propagating basil. We're going to prune this lovely little basil plant, and we're going to put it in a rock wool cube and start a new basil. So if you look at this little guy here, we've actually already previously done it. You can see down the center here where we took the cutting. It's a few weeks back now that I did this, and I will show you over here in this dome. We're actually going to take this out of the dome today because it's ready. As you can see, we have root growth on the cutting. So this cutting took, and by doing this, by taking a cutting and propagating it and cloning it, we are like about 3, 4, 5 weeks ahead of starting it by seed. Starting this by seed takes a very long time. As you can see down below here, these were all started by seed beginning of December-ish, and they're now they're not even as big as this guy is. Okay, when I propagated this from the plant above, it was a little smaller than I'd like. The ones I'm doing today are the right height, and if we'll get to that. I'm just going to take this and put it into, it's going to live in this jar. See, it already says basil, and it's going to go into this bigger net cup. Just plop that down on the bottom like that. The roots will poke through the bottom, and then we'll fill this up with water for about a week, and then we will start adding nutrients when the roots start to get a little bit bigger. I'm thinking probably about a week. Now that it's in here, the roots aren't sitting down. We have, if you look in our bin here, on the bottom we have perlite. Sorry, I always call it perlite, but it's actually Perlite. And we do that so that the rock wool isn't sitting right down on the tray, and it has somewhere for the roots to grow. So yeah, so I will be putting some water into this. I'll do that right now so you can all see about where I fill the water up to. All right, you got this one? So we just pour that right in over top of it, and it goes all the way. There we go. And if you look, I'll just put that jar down and Rob can get a little closer to it so he can show you roughly the line at which you put your water to. That you have to do that so that the bottom of the cube still pulls up the water, and the roots then will grow further down. And when the roots get probably about an inch or so long and they start dangling in the water, I will add nutrients to the water, and the plant will take off like wildfire. So, and then this will go live down here with the other plants in the jars. And that's what you do with it once its roots start to grow. So this is how you do this. You have to have 3 tiers to count, and you don't count the bottom.
Can I pause you for a sec? Why don't you unplug this light so people can maybe see better?
Oh, is it too bright?
Just that one, I think.
Okay, well, I don't know which one that is. I guess we'll guess. Is it this one? Oh, it's timber. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Oh, good guess. Okay, is that better for your picture?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so this here, you count three from the top. So this is your top layer. And
That's from the bottom.
Well, I know. You have to do, you don't count your bottom, your 2 cotyledons, which are way down here. So you would go 1,
Get your hand up.
2, 3. So that's ready. You don't count this one, so you go 1, 2, 3, and this is 4 up top here. So I'm going to snip this. You don't snip it down here where the cotyledons are. Rob turned you. So this is your cotyledon. You don't snip it there. You have to have one growth before that. So this would be this spot right here. I'm going to snip it. You can already see the new babies, the new growth coming out either side. Can you see that? And I'm going to take my scissors now. Where's a good spot? Is that good right there? And I'm going to snip right above there. And that will grow into the plant beside it. And you will get double the basil off of your plant because now your plant has 2 shoots going up either side instead of one main stem. As you can see over here, Comet wants to get into the picture, I think. As you see over here, you already have the 2 shoots headed up. And don't do that, Comet. And they will grow into bigger plants. And then when you propagate this, again, you will be propagating both sides. So now you're going to get another 2 plants off of this. And eventually you will have a lot of basil. So then all I do with this, I don't put anything on the roots. You can put a root starter on it if you want to, but I don't. I take it and I put it directly. You see my rock wool has a little hole in it. I do poke the hole a little bit bigger and I use a chopstick. And I just take the chopstick and I push it down a little bit further, but I don't go all the way through to the bottom. Only make it so it's like maybe that much through. So you put it up to the rock wool. You don't want it to go all the way to the bottom, but you want to make it easy for the plant to root as well. Okay? So then you take your basil and you just poke it into the hole. I think Comet likes the smell of that basil. Don't eat my clothes. And you take it and you put it in and it's nice and sturdy. And then you take it. This is pretty full propagation tray, but I'm going to find a spot for it anyway.
Right up front.
Yeah, well, I have to have a spot for 2. These here are some spinach that aren't cooperating with us. I think I'm going to have to dump them because they've been in here for a while and we did some research. See Comet trying to eat the basil? Comet likes the basil. I think he wants to chow down on my basil. Don't eat my basil! Comet, don't eat my basil. There we go. Got him away from the basil. Comet likes basil, I think. I haven't tried giving Comet basil yet, but I think I will. Don't eat my clothes. So yeah, so then we just put it in there and we put the lid back on and we watch, about when it's in there for about a week, you check to see if there's roots coming through. Last one I did took good 2 weeks to have some roots coming through. So yeah, it's just a much faster way to start another basil plant. It's way faster. The plant's like already growing and you don't have to wait for the baby stage to finish up. So that's how you propagate basil. I'm going to be doing this one here, but not on camera. I'll let Rob talk to you for a minute and see why my dog's barking so much.
So, what we've been up to, we got this new light here. Home Depot just got these red and blue LED lights in. Supposed to be good for vegetative growth. So we're just trying them out. I'll show you the box here. So turn it around. So these just came in from Home Depot. It's a 19 watt LED grow light. It's got a boost spectrum for vegetative growth. full spectrum. And then what I'll do is I will spin it around, show you guys. A lot of guys like this info. Put it down maybe, so it's not quite so blurry. There we go. So yeah, like I said, got it from Home Depot. Supposedly you can hang these, which is cool if you have a vertical farm or you're growing vertically, or you can mount them. And it's 2 feet long and it covers a 2x2 square foot. So just something new to try. We're always experimenting with different stuff. So that's that. And Sandra's back now and she'll take over.
So just a quick note on the scissors. These scissors were cleaned and sanitized. I washed them with bleach and rinsed them really good and set them to dry. They always have to be cleaned and sanitized before you do a cutting, because you do not want to transfer any bacteria onto the plant. So that was just a quick note on that. I'll take your eye over here and just show you our amaranth, how well this is doing. This is, we started this, actually all of these plants in this downspout were started from microgreens. We just pulled them right out of the tray of microgreens and put them into here, and this is what we've got. And this little amaranth plant is coming along just fine, and we'll be showing you today how we did that. I guess we could do that right now, Rob, couldn't we?
What's that?
Well, we're gonna go over here.
Let me show people the roots here.
Okay.
So the roots look good. They're not as long as some stuff though.
No, it's just a slower growing plant, that's why.
I love the red in the leaves, the veining. But so this has no rockwool cube. It's strictly a microgreen that was put in a black rubber or black foam to hold it up and give it stability and kind of keep it at the height that you want it. So, but let me show you our basil root system. They're just massive. That is a lot of root.
The amaranth is a slower growing plant, so
yeah,
the root system takes a little longer to develop because they are very big plants. So
this is our cilantro in the downspout system, and quite the root system. Beautiful white
leaf or roots too.
Like it just goes and goes.
Healthy root system on
I could keep pulling it out, but I won't.
We do not use an aeration system in this, although we have changed the whole system out. Once we had just fresh water in it, and then we had to put some nutrients in it because I'll let Rob explain that all to you after we show you how we did pulled the microgreen out and put it in.
Okay, so we'll just go over here and show you.
So here's a tray of beets. Basically this I have a layer of perlite on it because it helps knock off the seed husks. I'm actually growing these to baby leaf stage, so but that's just to show you a tray of our microgreens.
That's bull's blood.
Bull's blood beets, yes. But if you look at this little jar here, this is a jar I've pulled some amaranth. Now I pulled these a few days ago, and they've just been sitting in fresh water. What I find is when I pull my microgreen out, it kind of shocks it a little bit. So I just take it and I rinse off the roots really good, because when you put them into your hydroponic system, you want the roots to be fairly clean. You don't want the dirt attached to them, soil attached to them. And I choose one that's fairly well established. There's a nice root system on this little guy. And basically what you do is you take these little black cubes and you just separate them. Basically this little black cube gives your plant stability, okay? And you just take it and like this, plop her in like that. You see how now we're sticking out the bottom? Just like that. And then you take this and you put it into your net cup, and you see how now your plant, actually I have to move that in a bit. See your plant's all standing up straight and healthy. And you plop that into your net cup like so. Push it down like so. And then this, I have to use a bigger net cup because these don't fit into my mason jars. If I was putting it into the other system that we have back here, we've drilled the holes so that these little net cups would fit right into this, but I don't have room in this, so I'm putting it into a mason jar today. And you just take your little net cup and you place it onto here like so. And then I'm going to take fresh water. Am I in the picture still? And I'm going to just pour that in. Now I'm going to put a little more in than I did with the rock wool cube because I have to get up to where the roots are on the plant. But the secret to this is you have to make sure a little bit of your roots are actually exposed to the air. Because what this does is this is a deep, sort of a deep culture water system. You don't have any aeration. So your roots have to develop air roots. And what happens is the top layer of your roots actually, they take in the air, and that keeps the plant alive in the water. So you don't have to add aeration to your water. Now this amaranth is going to just, actually I made a mistake. I have this bottle labeled, but I'll just take that label off and put it onto this one. So you basically have to make sure that your roots are sitting in the water, which they are because they're at the bottom of the cup there, but then you have to leave a little bit of air for the plant to develop air roots. Oxygen roots, air roots, same thing. And then I'm just going to label that again. And then we can do an update later on with you guys to show you how this has come along and how it's growing. I often take some rock wool and push it down the sides, or if you can see in here with this cilantro, this is just to hold the cilantro up, but I have little rocks, little pebbles in here. Those were bought at the dollar store. I did wash them before I put them in. They should be clean. Make sure there's no debris on them. Okay, that's just, again, it's just to stabilize the little cup so that it doesn't float around and move around, so that the roots have a nice strong base.
So that's how we planted everything in this downspout system. So just to give you an idea of how to start it and then kind of where it can go from there. So these, again, like Sandra said, these were just started from a microgreen, put in the cup, and then dropped in water, right? And then when the roots got a little bit longer, then we added nutrients accordingly. So
okay, and that's about all for this video. We'll be probably putting 2 videos up today. We'll do another one on nutrients and our deep water culture system for our cucumbers. If you liked our video and you like us, subscribe, hit the like button. Thanks a lot. Say goodbye, comment. Say goodbye, comment. There you go. Bye-bye, comment.